Ki-Young Chung is the greatest Korean judoka. Undefeated on the World and Olympic stage, he became world champion at under 78 kilograms in 1993. He then moved up to under 86 kilograms to take his second title in Japan in 1995. In 1996 in Atlanta, he took the Olympic title. His third world title came in 1997 in Paris. And now, a member of the Korean coaching staff, he is a hero in his own country.
정기영 선수는 세계 선수권 대회에서 3번의 금메달을 따고
Ki-Young Chun has won 3 gold medals at the World Judo Championships and 1 gold medal at the Atlanta Olympic Games. As the head of the Korean delegation and also president of the Korean Racing Association, it has been my privilege to watch him performing at those championships. There have been others who have won medals, but in my opinion, an athlete like Chun only comes along once in a lifetime because he finished nearly all of his matches against the highest ranked fighters in the world by throwing them for Ippon, the maximum score. He was in a different class to even the best in the world. He's loved and revered by his judo fans, and he has contributed greatly to the development of Korean judo. Many young judokas in Korea now practice very hard, aiming to reach the same exceptional standards as Chun.
제가 유도를 처음 시작하게 된 시기는 초등학교 6학년 때고요.
I was 13 years old when I started judo. But I first became interested in the sport when I was 12 years old because I had a lot of friends already attending judo clubs. One day at school, I got into a fight with a friend of mine who was a member of the school judo club. He was also twice my size. I was only 35 kilos and he was 70 kilos. I really didn't know what I was doing, but somehow during the fight I managed to throw him to the ground. The school judo coach happened to see me throw him and immediately thought I was a natural fighter with both determination and talent. So he telephoned my mother and he tried to persuade her to let me join the club. At the time, I also wanted to get into sports anyway, and I thought that all the members of the judo club looked great, walking around with their judo gi tied up in a bundle with their judo belt and slung over their shoulder. And I decided that I too wanted to look like that.
Gripping is the foundation of Chun's judo. He is a left-handed fighter who devised numerous ways to achieve his preferred grip. Chun, in white, shows his preferred grip against a right-handed fighter. He's going for left hand on the collar and right hand on the sleeve. Notice the feed with the right hand onto the lapel. And now in slow motion, there's the feed. Once he's got the lapel and the sleeve, look at the turning of his opponent's body. Not so easy in competition, of course, and against Jason Morris of the USA, you can see he's got the lapel grip and then has to reach forward to get the sleeve. Here in slow motion, there's the feed, searching for the sleeve, manages to get the sleeve and dominate the grip. And there's the feed again, searching for the sleeve again. So now takes the undergrip, ready for the attack. And Jason Morris, Olympic silver medalist, so high caliber opponent. Grips don't come easy at this level. And reaches forward for the sleeve. Perhaps not such a high caliber opponent, but there he starts low with the feed and gets the grip that he wants at the right level. Starts low, and watch him feed it into his left hand. There he catches it. Then he catches the sleeve, dominates the grip, ready for the attack. And this time against Darcel Janzi of France, European champion, and gets his grip, doesn't look for the sleeve, but goes off two hands on the same lapel into the attack. He now uses his left hand in order to defend against the high right grip by straightening his left arm and lifting his elbow. His inside grip enables him to dominate his opponent's head and at the same time circle to the left to avoid his opponent's attack. There's the inside grip, and there the arm is extended to control his opponent's head and at the same time circling to avoid his opponent's attack. Here he uses it to defend against Morris, and nowadays that would be probably a score. There's the arm pushing against the head, there's the turn and the defense. Again against Morris in the same fight, Chun looking for the grip, the dominant grip, using it for defense, and there's the arm there to push away, and there's the attack, first attack, and there is the second attack which nearly scores. Great example, first for defense, there's the defense, and then using it to open his opponent up to create space for an attack. A great example of this grip being both defensive and offensive. So the last dying seconds of this contest, and Wazari up and using the grip to great effect there for defense. Playing for time, obviously, gets the grip and defends against the Uchimata. Because Chun is left-handed, a classic right-handed tactic is to pull the arm in and send the right arm over the top. In order to combat this, Chun catches the sleeve, he then breaks his opponent's grip, and then straightens the arm in order to create space. Here you can see it in a realistic situation, and notice how Chun all the time keeps on the move, looking for the high lapel grip. There's the arm, straightens the arm, but all the time as well moving. Here in slow motion, there's the feed, catches the lapel, but all the time moves away from his opponent's attack. Catches the sleeve, breaks the grip off, and there's the straight left hand against the head. There's the break again of the grip. All the time not letting his opponent settle in order to make the attack. Here's a classic competition example against Janzi of France. And notice how Janzi looking for the Sasai and the Ashiwaza, but no effect there because of the amount of space that he manages to get from the straight left arm. And there it is again, all the time creating space. This time, slight twist of the shoulder in order to break Janzi's balance and take the arm off. And the final of the 97 World Championships against Marco Spitzka of Germany. And a very strong gripper, Spitzka. Gets the grip round the back and dominates the sleeve. But to no avail, because Chun has got such a dominant left inside grip, manages to defend very well with it. And although Spitzka has the sleeve, no power with the attack. And Chun moving to the left all the time, not moving in the direction that Spitka would want. A typical grip of the Eastern European nations is the arm going over the opposite shoulder. There's the feed hand and the arm coming over. The feed hand is where the power comes from in order to send the arm over the top. Chun combats this by pushing the arm forward and at the same time moving to the left of his opponent and pushing him forwards. Notice how effective this is in a combat situation. All the time pushing the arm forwards, circling to the left, and at the same time making sure that his stance is good and that he has the inside grip at all times. There's the sleeve grip. Breaks the sleeve grip, pushes the right arm forwards, ducks underneath the arm, and again looks for the lapel, dominates that lapel, pushes it forwards, and keeps circling. Here is a typical Korean grip, double lapel, very, very tight, very strong. There's the feed hand, arm over the top, pulls the head in. Notice how Chun goes underneath the armpit, round the back, and uses his shoulder in order to break the grip. There's the sleeve grip, there's the back grip, and there's the shoulder forward. The shoulder and body movement is what breaks the dominant grip. Now from the reverse angle, notice Chun gets his grip round the back, throws the shoulder forward. There's the grip, shoulder pushes forward, and the body movement to break the grip. And now in a fighting movement, you can see that Chun all the time moving away from his opponent, goes for the outside grip, pushing the shoulder forward all the time. There he's got the dominant lapel grip, inside, uses the shoulder again, catches the sleeve, his body movement all the time moving away from his opponent, all the time snapping the grip off, using the shoulder to break the grip. And here's a good competition example in the Korean National Championships. There's the arm over the top, and Chun all the time moving, using the shoulder in order to break the grip. Feeding the leg through. There's the arm over the top. And now, time to move. There's the shoulder going and takes the power out of the attack. Chun's way of getting his preferred grip against a left-hander is very different from his way of getting it against a right-hander. Chun's opponent takes the high lapel grip, and Chun then takes the sleeve, breaks the grip off, and takes the arm across the body. There's the arm, comes across to take the lapel. Chun takes the sleeve, snaps the grip off, takes the arm across the body, and then takes the lapel. Chun takes the power out of the left hand by taking his chin on top of the hand, then snapping the grip off. There's the high hand, there's the chin on top, takes the power out, takes the sleeve, and snaps it across. Only then does he take the lapel. And now, in a realistic situation, Chun tries to dominate his opponent. Now he takes the sleeve off, takes the arm across all the time, and all the time this time, moving to his right-hand side. There's the hand on top. That's the feed. And now his opponent tries to come high over the top to dominate the head. Chun takes the sleeve off, takes the arm across, and all the time moving to his right-hand side in order to take the sting out of his opponent's attack. So a fantastic competition example 93 world final, and Yoshida, the current Olympic champion. So fantastic opposition and unbelievable gripping here. All the time he's moving to his right hand side, pushing the arm across Yoshida's body, taking the sting out of the Uchimata. He knows what's coming, and all the time body positioning so important. So vicious is the gripping in this particular match, and dominates Yoshida's grips there, makes it look as if he's done a false attack, and manages to get Yoshida a penalty. So debatable as to whether it was a penalty or not. There it is, the high feed hand dominates that side and dominating the sleeve all the time. Yoshida very frustrated, of course, puts in a small attack and gets the penalty. So once again, first score in this contest against Keith Morgan of Canada in the 97 World Championships. Head goes across there, Morgan trying to get the high lapel grip and pushing the arm across, making Morgan look passive, and there's the penalty as a result. There's the head over the top and leans onto the arm. There's the foot movement there, makes it look as if he's doing something, and there's the feint, pushes the arm across. Morgan, well, looks passive and gets the penalty. Against an opponent who takes an outside left grip, Chun uses his movement and his arm movement in order to create space. Notice as his opponent tries to pull him in, there's the slip of the shoulder, there's the elbow on top, and the body movement, and the movement into the Seoinage. There's the elbow up, there's the turn of the body, create space. Elbow up, body movement, and then the Seoinage. And there it is. And now in a more realistic situation, and Chun all the time moving in order to create space so that he can get his elbow high. Sometimes feeds cross grips into the lapel, then takes it with his right hand. Feeds the jacket into his right hand. Perfect for the Seoinage grip. So great competition example here. Feeds into his right hand, snaps the grip off, and there's the Seoinage grip there. Walks around with the grip, always threatening to throw. Always snapping the grip off. There's the Seoinage grip, always a threat. Same kind of thing against Yoshida of Japan. There's the feed, there's the Seoinage grip, and almost in trouble there with an Ashiwaza, but such a strong grip, and Yoshida feel threatened all the time. And there was his attack at the end. Notice how he's snapping grips off all the time, gets the Seoinage position. Yoshida obviously has to do something. Lovely Ashiwaza attempt there, but all the time Chun is looking for the attack. Against the left-handed Russian-style grip, Chun once again uses the slip of the shoulder and his body movement to break the grip. Notice how Chun slips the shoulder underneath, again creating space, catches his opponent underneath the armpit and forces him round. And a great opportunity for a right-handed attack. Another defense by Chun against the Russian grip is by taking his hand over the top of his opponents and keeping control of the shoulder. Again, the feed hand grips the lapel, moving around all the time away from his opponent's attack. The movement absolutely imperative to take the sting out of the throw. In this fighting situation, you can see Chun using both of these examples. One on the move, in order to take the sting out of the attack, and also the arm over the top to take the power out of the arm coming over the back. There's the movement, not giving his opponent a chance to settle at all, and taking the power out of the arm. And there's the lapel grip over the top of the arm, keeping control of the shoulder, pushing it forward all the time. In the semi-final of the 1995 World Championships against Gill of Canada, you can see Chun all the time trying to make Gill look passive by taking that shoulder across and making him look as if he's negative. There's the penalty Kai Koku given. So all the time, body movement very important. Pulls Gill's head down. There's the feint. Gill trying to get that dominant hand over the top, ready for the big attack. And Chun kills it completely. Against the left-handed, typical Korean grip, which is two lapels, pull the head in. Chun, well, goes over the top of the arm with his head, takes the sleeve off, and then catches the other sleeve. There it is, trying to control the head. Chun's chin goes over the top, takes the power out of the arm, takes hold of the sleeve and snaps it off. Now what he does, dominates, creates a little bit of space and dominates the other sleeve. There's the chin over the top, catches the sleeve, snaps it off, then catches the other sleeve. And now, in a realistic situation, there's the movement, snaps it off, all the time rotating to his right. He has the lapel, he dominates the sleeve, snaps it off, and then catches the other sleeve ready for the Sodi. And here from another angle, his head at the moment under control, sends his head over the top, takes the sleeve, uses movement to snap the sleeve off, catches the sleeve, ready for the attack. Against Donsik Yoon of Korea, his main rival in Korea, he takes the sleeve off, dominates the sleeve, catches the sleeve, and right away underneath to throw for Ippon. So incredible stuff against a high-class opponent. Trying to take the sting out of that hand coming across, takes the sleeve, head goes down, then catches the other sleeve right the way underneath. Another variation of the same technique shows Yoon going over the top of the sleeve, pushes it across, and then when his opponent tries to grip the lapel, he takes the sleeve. There's the dominating grip, head over the top, takes the sleeve off. Pushes the arm across, forcing his opponent to come forward to catch the lapel. He then takes the sleeve and then leaves his opponent free for the Osoto. And on the move, again the body movement so important, head over the top, takes the sleeve, rotating all the time, moving his body all the time, pushes the arm across, forces the lapel grip, pushes the hand down, arm across. His opponent then tries to grip the lapel. As soon as he does that, leaves himself open, and then, after he catches the sleeve, straight in for the attack. In the quarterfinal of the 97 World Championships, Geraldino, well, dominated completely and gets scored on there. His sleeve is dominated, looks for the lapel, and has his sleeve taken, and there's the score. And against Geraldino, same match. You can see he's got the sleeve. There's the other sleeve. There's the Osoto. And again, Koku scored. So, catches the sleeve. Leg comes across for the Osoto. Does well to avoid the Ippon. Chun is an expert and a master at tactical gripping. And here are a few examples of tactical gripping. There's the arm coming across, all the time, pushing the arm across, which would, well, in most occasions be negative, but using the other arm, being lively with the other arm on the lapel, whether it's opposite lapel or the other lapel, and using his hand to make himself look busy. So many penalties Shun has got and won from these tactics. Pushing the arm across, there's the arm going across again, but again one of the arms very, very lively, using it all the time to move his opponent, making him look passive. And there's the opposite lapel, there's the arm across, and in slow motion you can see how negative his opponent looks. Shun has got a free hand, takes it to the opposite lapel, uses his elbow to pull his opponent off balance. Against Merkevicius of Lithuania in the semi-final of the World Championships in Paris, every score that he gets is from a penalty. By using the gripping tactics here, pushing the arm across all the time, looking busy with the other hand, and Lithuanian doesn't know what to do. He can't settle, can't get his grip. And in the same match, again, the arm going across. Now he's got his lapel grip, looking busy with the other hand, all the time moving, using his feet, and there's the attack. So always looking for the opportunity to attack, not just gripping for the sake of it. There's the foot movement, looking for the space, and then drops right underneath. Arm being pushed across, and Merkevicius, well, hasn't done anything, hasn't been able to do anything, and all the time looking passive, and there's another penalty. So there's the arm going across, and the referee looking to penalise. So grips being used to his advantage, to gain the advantage, to create space for the attack. Exactly the same tactic against Keith Morgan of Canada, and well, looking for the penalty there, and using his feet, pulling his opponent down, pushing the arm across, and referee stops it to give a penalty. So a great tactical movement from the Korean, using the feet, not really putting any proper attack in, but using the grips in order to gain advantage. Great tactical gripping from a great champion.
지금은 고인이 되셨는데 고등학교 때 저를
The most influential master in my judo career was my coach at high school, who especially cared and nurtured me and who has now passed away. He was very good at judging the strong and weak points of all of his students, and he trained us to use our own skills to the full and to learn ways to compensate for each of our own individual weak points. Then he planned a special personal training program for each student. In my case, my weakest point was my lack of use of my feet and ashiwaza skills. So to compensate for this, he taught me more little gripping tricks and feints and how to fake certain movements before attacking. It is because of him that I have become world champion 3 times and an Olympic gold medalist.
Chun's best known technique is probably Seoinage, and he has many variations. First we're doing Morote Seoinage against a right-hander. Notice the lapel grip, creating space all the time, moving his legs backwards to create the space. He catches the sleeve and then right underneath for the attack. Notice also that when he comes in for the Seoinage, the knee actually touches the floor and the direction superb. Second variation, this time exactly the same movement with the hands. Gains reaction from taking the sleeve, this time standing Seoinage, but also brings his left foot into the equation as well by swinging it almost Haragoshi, but not quite. Against his strong Cuban opponent, Chun Well, he attacks first of all and gets braced by the Cuban and lifts his leg up in order to gain more momentum and more